Daryl Gransberry, DDG. Okay. So, 7 days, 7 nights, Hitathon, the latest thon in the streets. Yes, Hitathon. Hopefully I don't get claimed for this.
Too much money in my pocket. I can't walk around out way too much.
No. Don't put that right there. All right, play that back for me. Man, his album doing like 3 days. I still can't believe he agreed to that other shit.
What y'all think of that one, chat?
You like that last one? I think that should go on the album or what?
Oh shit! Time to get them scissors, bro. We have 40,000.
The fuck?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This trailer's fire though. This trailer's fire. I like this.
DD, yo.
You good, bro? Album doing like 2 days, man. We gotta get to it.
All right, punch me in.
I'm his little fire shit. He better know that I'm keeping it real.
They got me fucked up. I might do some dumb shit. She won't link, give me up. Pull up to the farm shit.
So, the latest thon in the streets, Daryl, about to be streaming for 7 days, 7 nights, making an album. I believe that's the idea. Literally making an album, okay? And while I do want to shout out DDG, yes, that was Bia. I do want to shout out DDG for the success when it comes to the streaming game recently, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. DDG has actually been killing the streaming game. For real. You know, a lot of YouTubers turn streamers low-key fail. But DDG's pivot has actually been really strong. The viewership has translated over to Twitch. And low-key, him and Zeus and B-Lou, they're low-key having like a second win in their career, bro. I ain't gonna, and it's fun to see, man. It's fun to see. It's fun to see some of the old heads, because I know DDG's an old head at this point. So, you know what I'm saying? Get a second wind, you know, and shout out to streaming for providing that. However, this is a take that he had recently, and let's go ahead and watch it.
Nigga, you got to make money. You got to spend your money in order to make money when it comes to streaming. I never experienced this with YouTube because I just pop out with my camera, nigga. I buy one camera, SD card, a laptop. I'm good to go. I don't need to spend nothing else, nigga. I buy food, whatever. I vlog, post my vlogs. That's it. This shit right here, nigga, this is a spending game. The more you spend, the more lit you get. And I'm in the 6-figure range for this following week. Profit wise, I don't know. I might break even. I might make a little money. I might lose some money, but it's not about that. It's about elevating. It's about bringing in, you know, it's about bringing in a new audience and letting people know I can do the shit. Nigga, you got to make money.
So, essentially, DDG is saying to get lit as a streamer, you got to spend money. And this comes off the fact that he spent allegedly like $600K on this thon. $600K, like something crazy. And to be honest with you, this is not a cancellation of DDG. This is not a DDG's bugging for this type of take, because I actually do agree with a lot of the things that he said. And I think this is a marker of the streaming game now and how it has changed, in my opinion, for the better in certain regards, but for the worse in some regards. For the better in some regards and the worse in some regards. For the better in the sense of, I think streaming has added a lot of validity to content creators within the mainstream space. I think it is because of the streaming burst, the streaming bubble, that, you know, Kai Cenat and iShowSpeed are getting all these opportunities, and content creators are crossing the chasm of becoming like A-list, B-list celebrities. I'm saying they can sit in a room with some of these mainstream artists and hold their fucking own. You know what I'm saying? So streaming has definitely brought a lot of good to the game. But I also had this take a couple days ago that just from a personal preference, I miss the desktop streaming era, chat. I miss the desktop streaming era. You know, when everyone was just playing games, when everyone was just reacting to videos and Discord calls, because now the IRL streaming boom, I feel like, has risen and elevated the floor of content that you need to produce to become a successful streamer to a detriment. Now, I do believe this is just a natural evolution to the game. And you can say, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. And that's truly where I'm coming from, for real. However, I do not think we're in an era anymore where we're going to see a desktop streamer pop off. Now, let me preface this by saying there are still a lot of successful desktop streamers to this day. All right, the last time I had this conversation on the pod, motherfuckers were bringing up Moist Critical. Okay, Moist Critical is still doing well, okay? XQC, if he goes live right now, he's still going to pull numbers. But what I'm talking about is the blowing, like a content creator blowing up in this year or the next year. I don't think that streamer is going to blow up through being at the desk, at least on Twitch. And the way we view like traditional streaming, you know what I'm saying? Because I mentioned this a while ago. Whatchamacallit, like Candace Owens is pulling Kai Cenat numbers on YouTube. That's a different story. But yeah, I don't think people can break through doing desktop streams anymore. I truly don't. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? That's really the conversation to be had, for real. But I would argue that it is a bad thing. I would argue that is a bad thing. Because I think the beauty of streaming initially was that this was a medium where the barrier to entry was very, very low. The appeal was the fact that you didn't have to edit. You didn't have to learn how to make titles. You didn't have to learn how to make thumbnails. You just press start streaming in OBS, do what you do regularly, have fun, get lit, and that's the content. But now to make it as a streamer, for you to do all these extreme content, I don't necessarily think that's good for the game. I don't necessarily think that's good for the game. But I do think it's just a natural thing. I don't think it matters as long as you're lucky, funny, attractive, or both, and have the talent. Now let me say this. Can a streamer get to 1,000 concurrent, 1,500 concurrent, still doing desktop streaming and all of that? I think so. But again, what I'm talking about is a different level. What I'm talking about is becoming the next Sketch, the next Jinxie, the next Queso. That shit ain't happening on desktop, bro. That shit is not happening on desktop. But yeah, I don't know. It's just becoming an extremely expensive niche to succeed in, and I just don't know if it's for the good.